Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Delfina. I'm from PBI2. Actually, this is my final examination of morphology, and in this video, I'm going to explain about morphological features. Okay. Morphological features. There are two parts in morphological features. The first one is sense, and the second one is grammatical meaning. In sense, there are two meaning. The first one is what the stem has contains, and the second one is the translation of the words. And actually, both of the definition can relate with two point of view from the speaker. What the speaker is native language or non-native speaker. Okay, and for example, if someone said about cat, so in our mind, cat is the animal that is sense. And what comes to our mind when the word is spoken. Then for the non-native speaker, if for example, in someone or Indonesian people want to learn English and given the word table, for example, as a new learner, maybe they don't know the sense of that word, but if they already know the translation of that word in their language, so they are immediately know the sense. And then grammatical meaning relating the sense to the grammatical concept. For example, a book, this is sense actually, and we can relate the sense with grammar concepts. Become books. There is s in the end of the word book, become books. It means that plural, that book more than one. So that is the grammatical meanings. And then next about the grammatical morphemes. Actually, grammatical morpheme, it means that morphemes that carry only grammatical meaning. It means that only has grammatical meaning and there is no sense. For example, was, were, am, is, and are. This is the to be, which are, was, were for the past form, and am, is, are for the present. Okay, next about features of person and number. There are componential analysis. It means that we are analyzing the component of the meaning. And then also there are exclusive and inclusive. Exclusive, it means that we are exclude the addressee, and then inclusive, it means that include the addressee. Okay, and then next about features of tense. There are periphrastically, it means that using more than one word to address a tenses. Okay, and then about the markedness. Markedness is actually related to the grammatical gender. In grammatical gender, actually there are masculine and also there are feminine. So for the markedness, for example, we can see the word waiter. This is masculine, and we can also see the word waiters. This is the feminine. Okay, and then next it's about the portmanteaux and features meaning. Portmanteaux, it means that morphemes that combine two or more grammatical meaning. We can see the example for the example in bahasa. For example, sendera tari. This is means that seni, drama, and tari. This is actually there are more than one grammatical meaning. Okay, and then disjoint reference. disjoint reference, it means that prevents two noun phrases in the same simple clause from referring to the same individual except with explicit reflexives and idiomatic expressions. Actually, disjoint reference is related to pronoun. For example, I see me, I talk to myself, and so on. For the example, the sentence I see me, actually this is wrong. We may not make the sentence like this because this is referring to the same individual. Okay, next. Features of aspect. There are aspects. The first one is perfect. The second one is iterative. The third one is durative. And the last one is inquisitive. Perfect, it means that aspectual concept which implies the completion of an action, and iterative, it means that the repetition of an action. It can also, we call it simple present tense, that is the habitual. And then durative, it means that the duration of an action. This is related with the perfect tense. And then the last one is inquisitive. Inquisitive, it means that the signals of the beginning of an action. This is also related with the perfect tense. Okay, and then features of mood. There are finite. It means that tense verb forms, and infinite. It means that it's not influenced by the tense. For example, For example, there is the sense. For example, I wanted to join the yesterday's party. The word wanted change when the tense also change. For the word to join, do not change when the tenses is also change. Okay, next is about grammatical gender. In grammatical gender, there are natural class. It's talk about if there are a group of words have the same sense. So it is in the same natural classes. For example, sing, sang, sung, singing. That word is in the one natural class. And then syncretism is talk about the categories that form a natural class. For example, sing, sang, sung, singing is in one in natural class. The categories is verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, and verb ing. So if natural class is related with the sense, and if the syncretism is related with the categories or relate with the grammar. And then the last is about naturalization. Naturalization is mean the feature used is natural one. Okay, and then the last one is feature percolation. It means that govern the assignment of feature to complex word. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you so much for watching this video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.